Sometimes they'll have a hotel. I like to put the "Do Not Disturb" sign on the thing because I don't want people coming in there rummaging through my stuff. I don't know what they're doing. I don't mistrust all custodians, but you never know. You know what I mean? I don't know what to call people nowadays. And I was gonna say maid, but I was like, I don't know if that's okay. But anyway, so I put that on there, and people won't knock on it. They'll call, but they won't knock. They'll call and they'll go, we saw a "Do Not Disturb" sign on your door, so we didn't want to knock, but we just call and let this ring until you pick up. You know about that? What's that? What are you saying? Oh. All right, we're having a good time, and sometimes I'll give off an impression like I'm upset that someone's yelled out, but I'm not. I just was trying to see what you were saying, but she said nothing. And so they'll call, and then they'll disturb me that way. I'm like, but one time I had a package. I had ordered an Amazon package to the hotel, and they called me, and they said, we're going to bring that package up to you. And I was like, perfect, I'll be here. And like 45 minutes goes by, and then the phone rings, and the phone rings, and they go, oh, we came up, but the "Do Not Disturb" sign was on the door, and we couldn't knock on it. I was like, me giving you permission to open that door was not enough? And they said, no, it wasn't. We can't knock on that door. They get it over there, and so I said, come on back up here, and I'll go ahead and I'll be waiting on you. They brought it up, and then when they left, I called down to the front desk. I said, someone just knocked on this door. And I had a "Do Not Disturb" sign on there. I need something done about it. That's fine. You must work at hotels over here. All right. Hotels are wild, and a wild bunch of people. They got a lot of phone chargers over there if you need to. One of my first flights I was on, this flight attendant was coming from first class into like the rest of the plane, and she pushed that mosquito net to the side and came back there, and she was pointing from side to side, and she was saying a word, and I was confused by the word because I couldn't see the lower half of her body, and I was on dope, and I like to call drugs dope, That's what my dad calls drugs. All drugs are dope. My dad says somebody's on dope, you don't know if they've been smoking weed or if they're on heroin, You gotta dig in to see how serious it is. My dad can tell if somebody's on dope based on how the yard looks. Get a real eye for it. We were riding down the road the other day, he's like, you see that house? A couple of dope heads live there. I'm like, how you know that? He's like, look how messy that yard is. Too busy doing dope to get out there and clean it up. So you could just be lazy, according to my dad. You could be a dope head if you're lazy. But anyway, so I'm on this plane, and I'm on dope. And the flight attendant, this is what she's doing. She says, trash, 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 trash. I thought she was shaming the whole plane. I had never seen this before. I thought she was fed up. She was like, I'm about to quit this job. I got some stuff to get off my chest. This plane is trash. She was getting close to me. I was worried. I was like, these people look pretty good. I don't know what she's going to say about me. She was just collecting trash. So I had to get off. And we're having a good time. And I drank gas one time. And not on purpose. I was not making a drink. I was trying to get to have a lawnmower put into a four-wheeler so I'd go riding. So I was stealing. And I'd never done this before. I was using a hose pipe, and all I knew was that you put one end into the hose, then you suck on the other end, right? Every time I say that, I feel like I'm saying something like dirty, right? Isn't it weird that a lot of our words are like dirty, like when they're not really dirty words? Like you say like suck or balls or nuts. Like nothing wrong with those words, right? But people think about it. You know, you say when you coming in today, or I don't know. Come is a word that people can makes seem weird when it doesn't need to be. Siphon is a word that you could use instead of suck. The show's off the rails now. I felt like she was coming to tell me to lock it up. Anyway, so I'm trying to get this gas out of this. I got a hose pipe and I'm sucking on it, and I give it a big and nothing came, right? I was like, I gotta do better than that, right? Okay. And so I started exhaling, inhaling, exhaling, and really expanding the lungs, right? I went ahead and took the hose and cupped it because I didn't want to lose my progress, right? But I think gas had worked its way most of the way up the hose because it was just waiting on me, right? I had a big exhale, I was ready to pull it in, and all of a sudden I let it off and I went, immediately drank a lot of gas. Filled my stomach, my lungs, I was crying gas. I freaked out. I don't know if you've done this before, but I freaked out. I ran inside, started drinking a bunch of water. I ended up just throwing up all this gas. And then I was fine, but I burped up gas for like 2 weeks. Yeah, I had to quit smoking, so I was gonna light myself on fire. I used to play in the woods a lot as a kid. I still play in the woods. I don't think kids play in the woods now. I think they're afraid of ticks, I guess. I don't know. I just heard a radio, this is why I know they don't play in the woods. I heard a radio advertisement the other day. They were advertising the woods. They weren't even selling nothing. They were like, just get out there in them woods. Just play around out there. Just get out there. It wasn't as creepy as it could have been, you know, because they weren't advertising specific woods, you know? They weren't like, you know those woods behind that old school? Go out there tonight. Round 7, come alone, don't bring a weapon. But I grew up in Alabama. That's where I'm from. And thank you. All right. And my dad still lives there. My dad lives on a farm, and he used to have this field where he had this big ditch where he used to throw a lot of trash and old appliances and paint cans and stuff like that. He's a big environmentalist, and that ditch was just full of stuff. And one day this guy came along, and this guy wanted to dig around in that ditch. You know, my dad was like, "Nah, there ain't nothing worth digging around in out there." That guy was like, "Nah, man, I love digging around and stuff like that." So my dad was like, "All right, man, well, if you love it, you love it, you know? Go dig around down there." So the guy goes down there, starts digging around in that ditch. About a half hour later, my dad hears this big explosion. And he looks down there, and he can see that the ditch has blown up. It turns out what happened is the guy got way deep down in that ditch, and it got real dark, and he couldn't see. And he didn't have a flashlight, so he pulled out a lighter. And apparently there was a lot of gas and fumes in there. So when that guy struck that lighter, that ditch just blew up, you know, with that guy inside. I was like, dang, was that guy okay? My dad was like, yeah, he was a little disoriented, but he was okay. And then that's all he ever really said about it, so I don't know. One time when I was a little kid, I was about this old. I was about 8 or so. I don't know how old that is. And me and my dad, we were cleaning out this swimming pool, right? And my dad had a pool vacuum. I had a little net. And we're trying to clean it up. And there's this big bullfrog in the pool. And we want to catch it and set it free. You know, we want to save that frog's life. So I jump in there, try to catch it. It's too fast. I try to scoop it up with a net. It keeps jumping out. And my dad had this idea. He thought the frog would be too big to get sucked up the pool vacuum. So he thought he could just catch it like this. Then that frog just kind of ride the suction on up to the top, you know? And then we'd take it off and set it free. That was the dream. But turns out that frog was not too big to get sucked up that pool. I don't know who saw that coming. Sucked up right away. I remember seeing it come up the hose. It was stretching it out all along the way. Real cartoon-like, you know? Like a snake had eaten it. And then when the frog got to the top, it was all busted open, and it had died. That's not what we wanted to happen, but The frog did die that day. My dad also had this VHS camcorder, right? He used to film everything. He filmed everything. I found a tape labeled Christmas and Court. I was like, dang, the holidays took a turn, huh? You don't want to just start a new tape, I guess. Trying to keep it alphabetical. So I'm digging through these tapes. He had a bunch of tapes. I'm digging through them, and I find this one, and I start watching it, and I come across this video, and it's a video of me and my dad talking. I'm still a little kid, you know, and we're talking all about the Frog Day. And we get to the very end, and then my dad goes, and then it just hopped away. And you could see my face change, like knowing that my dad was lying, but also not knowing how to correct my dad. So I'm just like, So I guess what I'm trying to say is, I think that guy died in that ditch that day. That's what I think happened. There could be hundreds of bodies out there. I don't know. I don't know how long that's been going on.